Hi all, I'm Thomas Desmond, developer advocate at Sitecore. Today, I want to teach you about MACH architecture, sharing why we have this new architecture standard, what MACH architecture is, the benefits, and how Sitecore fits in to the MACH architecture. So let's jump right in and learn about MACH architecture. First off, why do we have another new architecture, a new acronym? Well, the MACH architecture has come out because of the rise in popularity of Composable DXP. Now, this is important. As a developer in the Composable DXP world, you will not necessarily be building applications with a MACH architecture, but it is becoming common for you to be consuming technologies that have been built with MACH architecture in mind. So in the Composable DXP marketplace, you want to find and use technologies that have been built with MACH in mind. So what is MACH? MACH architecture is a set of technology principles behind new best-of-breed technology platforms. The acronym stands for Microservices-Based, API-First, Cloud-Native, and Headless. Let's look a little bit deeper at each of these pieces. Microservices, individual pieces of business functionality that are independently developed, deployed, and managed. So each little piece of our Composable DXP is going to be its own microservice. So we'll have a microservice for your email marketing, a microservice for your CDP, one for your commerce. So everything's going to be separated into small microservices. With MACH architecture, we are API first. All functionality is exposed through an API. The API is what we use to communicate between our other components in the Composable DXP. So most often this is going to be a REST API that we use to communicate and integrate with other pieces. Next is the cloud native, or software as a service, and this leverages the full capabilities of the cloud. Beyond just storage and hosting, this gives us an elastic scaling and high availability of our resources. Functionality is updated manually by whoever owns the service, eliminating the need for you to manage upgrades. And last is headless. The front-end user experience is completely decoupled from the back-end logic. This allows you to have a complete design freedom in creating the user interface for your front end. You're capable of doing omni-channel, publishing to your existing applications, IoT, artificial reality, vending machines, sensors, billboards, really anywhere that you want to display a front end, it'll work with this MACH architecture. So again, it's microservices based, API first, cloud native, and headless. Let's take a look at the benefits of the MACH architecture. A major benefit of the MACH architecture is choices. MACH architecture allows you to take advantage of the best technologies available. Yes, you may need to evaluate many different tools, but you can take a zero compromise approach and really find what fits your needs. So with MACH architecture and Composable DXP, you have many choices that you can make. There's improved development speed. MACH technologies support your composable needs. Only need a commerce solution? Bring that in alone. Only need CDP? Learn and bring in that one piece for now and be confident that if you need more tech in the future, it will integrate well. You can get yourself a minimum viable product faster by focusing on just the pieces you need. And last but not least, this is a big one, no more upgrades. MACH architected applications are cloud native software as a service. The responsibility of updating is no longer in your hands. No more worrying about versioning, no more worrying about upgrading. So why is the MACH architecture so important with Composable DXP? Well, with Composable DXP, there's going to be a lot of integration points working together. In a fully built out composable solution, there will be many integration points. You have commerce talking to email marketing that needs to communicate with your customer CDP. That might be tied to an authentication provider. There's a lot of disparate tech that needs to work together. If we can rely on the underlying architecture to be the same, it will make things a lot smoother. With small microservices, a fully exposed API, cloud native, and headless, means an easier integration path for developers. So where does Sitecore come in? Sitecore has been putting in a lot of work to acquire companies and expand its composable DXP offerings. We still offer our enterprise solutions with Experience Platform, but we have begun to transform and future-proof by having composable options as well. Sitecore has composable offerings including Order Cloud, Sitecore CDP, Mooseend, and from the most recent acquisition, Reflection, we now have a whole suite of composable options for our customers. You can pick and choose the solutions that fit best for your digital experience. MACH architecture is what we want to see in our composable DXP technologies. It gives us the confidence we need to know that all of these different technologies will easily integrate with one another. With MACH, we get many choices in the technologies we want to use. There's the improved development speed because we only need to learn and use the tools that we actually need. And last, but definitely not least, no more upgrades for you to do. We move into the wonderful world of software as a service. Thanks everyone. I'm Thomas Desmond, and if you enjoyed this content about MACH architecture, please leave a like and subscribe.